All right, ready to dive into some seriously strange stuff. We're talking about Wikipedia articles so weird they make your head spin.
The kind of stuff that leaves you wondering, how did I not know about this?
Exactly. Today we're exploring Wikipedia.artículos peculiares.
Oh.
That's Spanish for peculiar articles, in case you're wondering.
It's basically a curated list of all the weird, wacky, and wonderful things you can find on Wikipedia.
You know those articles that are so bizarre you just have to share them with everyone you know?
Things that make you question everything you thought you knew about the world.
So we're talking towns with dog mayors, scientific papers with words longer than a dictionary.
Islands that switch countries every 6 months. You get the idea.
It's like a treasure trove of trivia, but way more interesting.
And what I find fascinating is how these articles, as strange as they are, often reveal something deeper about history, culture, or even science.
Okay, so are you ready to dive in?
Absolutely. Let's start with a few places that seem like they were pulled straight out of a dream.
Yeah, let's kick things off with a place that's sure to get a chuckle. Fucking Austria. Yes, you heard that right.
You know it's pronounced exactly how you think it is.
I'm sure many people would love to see that on a road sign.
The town's name has certainly made it famous. Or infamous, depending on your perspective.
Yeah, people love taking pictures with the road sign so much so they keep stealing it.
But beyond the name, fucking actually has a long history. It really demonstrates how the meaning of a word can evolve and shift across cultures and time.
All right, now let's head down under to Quirky, Australia. This town is literally built underground to escape the scorching desert heat.
Forget backyards and swimming pools. In Quirky, you'll find subterranean homes, churches, even an underground swimming pool.
It's like something straight out of a science fiction novel.
Quirky is a prime example of human adaptability. It just goes to show how resourceful people can be when faced with extreme environments.
Now, if you think Quirky is a mouthful, try this Welsh town name on for size. Llanfair Pro. Bring Pro Brillen to Cilio Gogogosh.
Don't worry, I won't make you try to say it.
I'm not even sure I can say it.
But that incredibly long name isn't just random gibberish, it's actually full of meaning.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, it reflects the history, language, and even the geography of the area. Place names are like little windows into the cultural tapestry of a region, and this one's a particularly vibrant one.
All right, from a tongue-twisting town to a legal enigma, let's head to Yellowstone National Park. Specifically, to a place called the Zone of Death.
Ooh, spooky.
Right. Now, don't worry, it's not some supernatural realm or anything. It's actually a legal peculiarity that sparked a lot of debate.
A legal what?
Basically, there's a sliver of land within Yellowstone where, in theory, a crime could go unpunished.
Wait, are you serious?
Apparently, it's all because of a quirk in the jurisdictional boundaries.
Wow, you learn something new every day.
I know, right?
The Zone of Death is a really fascinating case study in how geography and legal systems can sometimes create these unexpected loopholes.
Yeah, it's a real-life get-out-of-jail-free card, at least in theory.
It definitely highlights the importance of understanding how legal jurisdiction works.
So, from a potential legal loophole to a real-life ghost town, let's shift gears to Hashima Island, Japan. Once a thriving coal mining community, it's now an eerie, abandoned island frozen in time.
It's like something out of a post-apocalyptic movie.
Yeah, it's pretty eerie. Hashima Island, with its crumbling buildings and empty streets, is a powerful reminder of how quickly things can change.
It's a testament to the cyclical nature of an industrial development, you know. What was once a bustling center of activity can become a ghost town in the blink of an eye.
It really makes you think about the long-term impact of our actions, doesn't it?
Definitely. It's a stark visual reminder of how industries can rise and fall, leaving behind only echoes of their former glory. It's a reminder that even in the modern world, things can change so fast.
Yeah, it's a sobering thought for sure. But let's shift gears for a moment and talk about a date that never actually existed, February 30th. I know it sounds like I'm making this up.
February the 30th.
But there was actually a time when February did have 30 days in certain parts of the world.
Really?
Yeah, it's a weird quirk of history.
That's wild. It really shows you how even something as basic as timekeeping has changed over time, you know?
That's true. Different cultures have had different ways of measuring time, and what we use today is the result of centuries of evolution.
It's a reminder that even time isn't as fixed as we think it is, right?
Exactly. And speaking of things that challenge our perceptions, let's talk about a math equation that's intentionally wrong. 2 + 2 = 5.
Ah, yes. The classic Orwellian equation.
It's not really about math at all, is it?
Not really. It's more about symbolism. It's been used as a way to represent the distortion of truth, especially in totalitarian regimes.
The idea is that if you can make people believe something that's obviously false, you can control how they see the world.
Yeah, it's a pretty chilling thought.
It's a reminder of how important critical thinking is, especially these days, with so much information flying around.
Absolutely. We have to be careful about what we believe.
Okay, enough doom and gloom. Let's end our math detour with something a little more fun. Pi Day.
Ah, yes. A day dedicated to an irrational number and delicious pie.
What could be better?
It's a great way to celebrate the beauty and complexity of math.
Pi is pretty amazing when you think about it. All those infinite non-repeating decimals.
It pops up in all sorts of unexpected places in math and science.
It's a reminder that math is more than just boring formulas. It's a language that helps us understand the universe.
Well said.
All right, let's move on from the world of numbers to some more explosive scientific peculiarities.
Explosive.
Oh yeah, get ready for this one. Exploding whales.
Wait, exploding whales? Are you serious?
I'm totally serious. There have been documented cases of whale carcasses exploding due to the buildup of gases during decomposition.
Oh, wow. That's something.
And nature can be pretty wild sometimes.
Yeah, no kidding.
Okay, let's dive into something a little more mysterious now. Have you ever heard of the bloop?
The bloop? What's that?
It's this underwater sound that was recorded back in the 1990s. It was so loud and strange that people started speculating about giant sea creatures or secret government experiments.
Oh, wow. So what was it?
Well, the most likely explanation is ice shelf movements. But the initial mystery surrounding it really captured people's imaginations.
It shows how fascinated we are by the unknown, especially the depths of the ocean.
For sure. There's still so much we don't know about what's down there.
It's kind of exciting, isn't it?
Speaking of things falling from the sky, let's talk about raining animals.
Raining animals, like cats and dogs.
Well, not quite. But there have been documented cases of fish frogs, even spiders raining down from the heavens.
No, that's just bizarre.
It sounds crazy, but it's a real phenomenon.
So how does that even happen?
It's thought to be caused by strong updrafts, like tornadoes or waterspouts that lift creatures into the atmosphere, and then they get carried away sometimes for quite a distance before falling back to Earth.
Wow, nature is full of surprises.
You can say that again. But let's shift gears now and talk about some human creations that are just as peculiar as the natural world. We're going to start with a programming language called brainfuck.
Brainfuck. Seriously.
I know, right? The name alone makes you wonder what they were thinking.
What were they thinking?
But despite the name and its intentionally minimalist design, it's actually a Turing complete language, which means it can theoretically perform any computation that any other programming language can.
So it's powerful despite the name.
Yeah. It's a reminder that even in highly technical fields, there's room for playfulness and unconventional approaches.
It's good to shake things up sometimes.
Exactly. Speaking of defying expectations, let's talk about the Centennial Light. This is a light bulb that's been burning for over a century.
A light bulb that's been burning for over a century.
Yep, it's been going strong since 1901.
That's amazing. It makes you wonder about planned obsolescence and whether we could be designing products that last much longer.
Right. It's a beacon of hope for a more sustainable future, literally.
It's inspiring to think about.
And for our final stop on this tour of the peculiar, we're going to look at a technological marvel that's both impressive and a bit unnerving. The Russian floating nuclear power plant.
A floating nuclear power plant? That sounds a bit risky.
Yeah, it's definitely a bold idea. It's essentially a self-contained nuclear power plant on a barge that can be moved to different locations.
Wow. So what are the benefits of that?
Well, it provides power to remote areas and can also be used for disaster relief. But of course, there are concerns about safety and security.
Yeah, a floating nuclear power plant definitely raises some eyebrows.
It's a reminder that progress often comes with trade-offs, and we have to carefully consider the potential risks and benefits of new technologies. Well, we've certainly journeyed through a whole lot of strangeness today, haven't we?
We have. From a town called fucking Rye to a century-old light bulb. It's been quite a ride.
It's amazing how these little oddities can spark such big conversations.
It's like each peculiar article is a tiny keyhole to a whole world of history, culture, science.
And it's not just about the facts, right? There are real people and stories behind all of this.
Exactly. You see the ingenuity of the Cooper-Pedy residents, the humor of the brainfuck programmers.
Even a bit of maybe overconfidence in that Russian floating nuclear power plant.
It reminds us that knowledge isn't just some cold, hard data set. It's a reflection of us, you know?
It is. And honestly, this is just the tip of the iceberg. Did you know Wikipedia has a whole category dedicated to these weird and wonderful articles?
It's like a never-ending rabbit hole of the bizarre.
And it's constantly growing, thanks to people all over the world contributing their own finds.
It's a testament to the power of collective curiosity.
So what's the big takeaway here?
I'd say it's a reminder to stay curious, to keep asking questions.
And to never underestimate the power of a good, strange story. Yeah. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the peculiar corners of Wikipedia.
It's been a pleasure exploring with you.
And who knows, maybe you'll stumble upon your own peculiar Wikipedia find someday. Until next time, keep exploring.